Well, guys, you got a great packed show today, and Investor Inspiration has a great event, and it's nice to be the first one to start. So can kind of get you guys blood going and kind of get you all excited what's going on. The first time, before we get started, guys, it's always nice to know, which I've been doing webinars for almost 20 years now. And one of the good things I always like to, the reason why I've started webinars 20 years ago, because it's so hard to be in everyone's backyard, and it's very difficult to learn how to trade in going on site, learning in 5 days. So I'd like to get to know a little bit about everyone. First of all, where's everybody logged in from? Where's everybody from where's everybody from around the world? It's always great to see that we have fellow family members, fellow traders from all over. Look at, okay, there we go. Look at that. San Francisco, Germany, London, UK, okay, Australia. See that? Well, that's really out there. I actually had a student fly from Australia to New York to come to one of our on-sites. Long trip, give him a lot of credit. Jackson, Florida. All right, good. And one other last minute question before we get started, so I can start talking about the 2-hour trader and how to double your income in your free time. But what kind of trader is everyone here? Just give me we have any day traders, stock traders, futures, forex options, a little bit of everything? Losing traders always, doesn't hurt to say. Remember, we're here to be honest with each other. So what kind of trader is everyone? Swing, stock, and options. Position trader, Ran, okay. Options, day trading, Daniel. Forex and futures, all right. Options, and futures. Okay, so the reason why I always ask this question is I want you to understand that you're going to experience a bunch of different presenters and going to talk about what they specialize in. Now, we pretty much trade about 70% the same. What I mean by that is we're all, discipline, journaling, ways of focusing and trading. The only 30% difference is we trade a different market. So I want you guys to understand something, that you might trade something, but you might want to consider something else. It might be something a little bit more controllable, something right up your alley. So you always have to keep the option open to learn a little bit about all the markets. So no matter what you are, just keep that in mind, when you come to trading. Like I said, but I'm not really a day trader. I heard about it, it's dangerous, and you lose your money. Listen, anybody could say that about any type of market. But you know what? Think for yourself, listen to the presenters, and let's go from there. So let me tell you a little bit about myself and who I am, and then when we get started, I'm going to educate all of you about what is the art of trading. Now, a little bit about myself, ladies and gentlemen. I've been teaching for over 25 years. I was a prop trader my first 5 years, and I started trading over 20 years. Now, before I was a successful trader, I was a very successful loser. What I mean by that is I blew up 3 accounts, and the only reason why I blew up 3 accounts is because of ignorance. Listen, I was 20 years old. I didn't know any better. I thought I could learn it on my own. Was a young kid. I mean, how hard could it possibly be, right? Well, we all know as you get older, you get wiser. And, obviously a lot wiser than most 20-year-olds. And let me tell you, the first day on the job, when I finally raised the white flag and I went out there to learn from somebody, I should have never made my first trade. Actually, everything that happened to me, I completely deserved. For one reason and one reason only. Who really trained me to trade? And that's where you have to look at it. Guys, every single one of you are not going to just need a mentor. You're going to need more than one mentor, and that's the way you become a good trader. You can't go out there and diagnose your own sickness, okay? You go to the doctor, you might go see multiple doctors, whatever it is. But this is the same thing. You have money that's at risk. You got to learn from true professionals. So let's look at this whole presentation as an interview, okay? You're here to interview traders and see who is going to be, if not one or all of us, who's going to be the guy that's going to mentor you. And let me tell you something. What I'm about to show you guys are going to make you realize that you are stepping into the greatest job in the world. You just have to surround yourself with great mentors and great students that make money with you. Now, I run and I started the first original online trading room. Now, at the end of this presentation, guys, I'm going to invite all of you to come visit the trading room so you could see professional traders that we train, and see how they do. So I want you to understand something really quick. What you're about to listen, this is not about Fausto Pugliese. I'm not here to tout myself. I'm not here to brag. I'm not here to tell you how much money I made, because that doesn't make you money. What makes you money is that can Fausto teach you how to make money. Only way you guys are going to see that is watch and see how our students do. But before I waste your time or my time or my students' time, let's just make sure this is for you. Now, here's a couple of screenshots of of our on-site classes that we've done here in New York. And you could, if you really look at it, it's pretty much people just like you. Grandmas, grandpas, border control people, cowboys, bakers, business owners, engineers, teachers. I mean, these are people that, just like you, ladies and gentlemen, that they do this every day. Now, the reason why I trade is this is the main reason why. Because I want to spend more time with my family. There's a photograph of my kids and my lovely wife. And the thing is, my dad always taught me and said, son, you want to have a happy life, you better have a happy wife. And going out there and working 12, 14 hours a day, obviously, and then having her work is not the way to go. My wife, once we got married, I wanted to raise my kids. She left a great job. She was a school teacher, and you know how school teachers do. They're very great, probably one of the greatest jobs out there. But I prefer the greatest job for her to do is to take care of my kids. But to do that, I had to make a lot of money, and I wanted to spend time with her, and that's why I got into the trading business. Now, to do that successfully, you have to surround yourself with good traders. And that's something what I've learned, and then you guys have to learn. It's not about having a great mentor. It's also having the mentor and the students that would mentored by that person to be very successful. So, the primary thing that I asked earlier is like, what kind of trader you are? Well, I'm an actual day trader. And the reason why I day trade is because I like to sleep at night. Now, I'll do a little swing trades here and there, but actually day trading is the least risky out of all trades because it's strictly just momentum. We're not looking to hit home runs. We're not looking to make big hits. All we do is follow the money. We make our day's pay, and that's it. You lose, no problem. It doesn't mean we're going to quit. We'll come back, and we know we'll make it back, but that is the game. It's all about it. Look at it as a baseball game. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You make your day's pay, you come back tomorrow, you lose, you make, but at the end of the month, it's what you finished up with. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what brokerage firms do not want to tell you. No problem. We'll have that sent out to you. No problem. Somebody was just asking if you could send us the videos. Absolutely. You'll be able to get it emailed. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about 50% of the failure rates of today's industry. Now, I know everyone, the first thing people do is they want to open a brokerage account and they want to try it and this and that. Let me tell you, biggest mistake you could ever make, and I'll tell you why. The way brokerage firms make money on you is they trade against you. And the way they get you to open an account with them is they go out there and they promote these cheap tickets. Now, listen, the only thing that's cheap is the cheese in the mouse trap. And we all know what happened to the mouse. It's not about getting cheap ticket charges. It's about having, a cheap, a great execution system at a great rate. Knowing that, listen, what's cheaper, guys? Driving a car or taking the bus? Think about it. What's cheaper? What is more cost effective? Paying the $2.50 to take the bus, or going and leasing a car, paying rent, insurance, gas, liability, all that, getting a license? What's cheaper? That's right. taking the bus. So why are not all of you taking the bus? Why is I don't see people surrendering their driver's license anytime soon. Well, that's the difference between online brokers and direct access. Online brokers are like public transportation. Direct access is like driving your own car. The way brokerage firms make money on you guys, or you could take Uber too, Mark. Yeah, thank God for Uber. Let me tell you, I definitely give it credit, but you can't run a family living on Uber. All right, Mark. Now, regarding about how brokerage firms make money on you, I want you to just understand something. You could have and think in that mind of yours that all you're paying is $4.95 a ticket, but the way brokerage firms make money is they know 80% of the traders fail. So if they're not taking the trade from you and just making good on it because they know you're going to lose, they will actually sell it for something called payment for order flow. That's how they make about 80% of their profit. So if it's payment for order flow or they're taking the order, trading against you because they know you're going to lose, that's how they make money. So I don't know about you guys, but once I was introduced what direct access was and what you actually could see and how things work, let me tell you, I was at a point, I'm like, my God, no wonder why. How could anyone have a fighting chance? You know, you can't go out there and think you're going to beat the big boys. That's why you have to know what to trade and have the right tools to do it. Like, for example, you know, listen, I could show you some big winners that we've traded recently, like IMTE that went up 1,600%. By the way, this is in one day. From 11 o'clock, it went from $5 to $40. Now, and here's a chat from our trading room, people how much money they made. Now, that doesn't make you money, and you know what? You're like, oh yeah, but where is it today? Well, where it is today is not day trading, that's swing trading, that's number one. And number two, great traders are not trying to make 1,600%. We're only trying to make 5, 10%, maybe 2% on our day. But there are Grand Slam home runs. You'll see stocks like this. But the thing is, how do the CTU students find stocks like IMTE? Well, getting into it, the first thing we do is this. And I have a question for everyone. Are any of you guys in a professional trading room or working for a trading firm or did work for a trading firm, you know, or most of you trading by yourself in your basement with your 6 monitors? I don't know if that's being rude, but I mean, that's what I always find. How many of you guys are out there are trading with a team or a group, you know, or had a job as a trader, you know, worked for somebody? Oh my God, that's terrible. That's terrible. There's not that many of you saying me, 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 me. Well, guys, if you wanted to, well, thank you very much, Wayne. We do have somebody, a few of you said, I trade with CTU. Okay, well, there you go. Well, I want you guys to understand that to be very successful in trading, you first have to surround yourself with great traders, because the way you make money is you're bouncing ideas back and forth. That's how you make money. You're trading with each other, you're finding stocks, you know, like you can see right here, IMTE was up 64%. We're looking at the TradeStation platform. It's like, wait a minute, wasn't that stock at 1,600%? Yeah, well, how many of you guys trade in pre-market? Any of you guys here have access to trade before the 9:30 bell even goes off? That's how we make a lot of our money, you know, and we trade together by doing that. You see, if you look here, IMTE up another 62%. Look at it, the stock, you know, it could pick up the following day also. That's what trading is all about. So how do we know how these stocks go up and go down? Okay, so that is the $1 million question. That's right. Very simple. Number one, you got to have the right tools, which we're going to talk about. And number two, you got to follow the money. That's all you have to do. Okay, follow the money. 50% of traders lose because they don't have the right tools. And these are the tools that you should have hands down when you trade in today's markets. Number one, a level 3 quote system. Number 2, a time in sales. Number 3, a big percentage gainer and loser list. Number 4, real-time charts. And number 5, level 2. Those are the 5 key components. That's all you need to trade when it comes to trading today's volatile markets. Now, the way you make money in trading, not just having the right tools, but following the people that have the right tools. People like Goldman, Morgan, Merrill Lynch, Smith Barney. You know, you got to find these people what they're buying. You see, if you think you're smarter than them, I would bet everything I had against you, because you think you're smarter than the guy that's going to trade 70% of the volume, then you got something coming to you. Remember, if you're an FBI agent, a police officer, you know, a big corporation, you know, listen, a real estate agent, how do you make money? You follow the money. That's all you do. Money makes money. So the number one and the most important tool that we teach you at Cyber Trading University is level 3. Now, does anyone here have level 3? Just give me a yes or no. Anyone here have level 3? Terrence, you don't have it? Okay. Listen, just be honest. Nobody's going to rat you out or yell at you or, you know, make fun of you or, you know, tell your spouse that you've been trading without proper education. Don't worry. Your secret is here. Alan, no. Okay. That's it. Come on. There's over 100, almost 200 people here. What are you guys afraid of? Bill, what about you? Mike, John, Lisa, do you guys trade? Just give me a yes or no. Patel? Ernest says no. Patel, one person says yes. Adam says no. Okay, so Ken, there you go. And that's what I want to hear. Ken says, I don't know what level 3 is. All right. That is basically where you go. I don't think so, but you do have the matrix. Okay, so you have the matrix. You do have level 3. Bowl doesn't know. Newbie. Okay, good. All right, so let me explain to you what it is, because what I'm about to show you is going to make you realize that you've been trading blind no matter what market you trade, okay? Now, let me explain the different levels. There are 3 different levels: level 1, level 2, and level 3. Now, what is level 1, first of all? Level 1 is basically just giving you the quote of the stock, okay? So we're looking at, for example, Micron Technology, right? So it's saying, okay, what's Micron Technology trade? Oh, it's trading at $40.88. That's basically what it's trading at. Okay, great. What does level 2 tell you? Well, you think it tells you a lot, but it really doesn't. Basically, it will just tell you who's buying it at $48.88. That's basically all it's telling you. And how many shares? Now, how does level 3 work? Well, level 3 is going to show you all the orders. You see, level 2 is only showing you the best bid and best offer. It's not showing you all the bids and all the offers, which means you're not seeing all the buyers and all the sellers. Now, I always get someone say to me, oh yeah, I have level 2, you know, but I don't know how to read it, but I get it. And I'm like, great, no problem. How much you pay for it? Oh, nothing. Good, exactly. That's what it's worth. Nothing. See, the more free stuff you get, the more of a catch you're getting suckered into. Listen, guys, nobody here works for free, okay? I don't work for free, all right? I don't expect you to, all right? Because you wouldn't be able to pay your bills. Listen, Mr. Uncle Sam wants his taxes, okay? You think he wants to hear, you know, it would be nice, you know, now we have this new tax law here that's coming up here in the United States, but you know what? Maybe they should have an extra line that says, hey, anybody works for free, you know, check this box. Okay, you have to pay any taxes, right? Guys, my accountant always taught me a very valuable lesson. He says, Fausto, if you're not paying taxes, you got problems. I'm like, why is that? That means you're not making money. You know what? If you're not making, you know, nobody here works for free, and you know, and obviously that's an issue. we all have to do something. And that is the problem with platforms. Just like you and just like me. So level 3, is that free? No, it's not. Okay. But it's not a lot of money. Okay. I think it's like $15 a month. And you don't get it from me. You get it right through NASDAQ or any of the exchanges. But now the value is, now let me tell you the importance of it. Now you kind of like get the idea, okay, now you're probably realizing, all right, so I'm going to have to spend some money in trading. Well, listen, you want a $100,000 a year salary job? You know, you're going to have to lay out something to get something. All right, so let's look at the importance of it. So how do we utilize this platform? All right, now we're looking at Spotify right here, okay? Does everyone here know how to read a chart? Everybody know here how to read a chart when it comes to trading? All right, good. I mean, I think it's the first thing people go out there and learn. All right. Now look at if you look at my little chart right here at 10 o'clock, this stock went from 154 all the way down to about 11 o'clock. It stopped at 150, right? And then it went all the way back to 154, which is a pretty significant bounce, right? Why did the stock stop at 150? Why didn't it stop at like 145 or 152? Why in the past 30 minutes this stock had such a tough time breaking 150? Well, if you looked at the level 3, you will notice that there's an 83,000 share buyer out there. Guys, you know what 83,000 times $150 is? I'll give you a hint. It's a lot of money. And guess what? I don't think anybody here is posting 83,000 share orders at $150. Because if you did, you probably wouldn't be here. Okay? So if you can't be that guy, then why not shadow that guy? That's how you make money. Because you had 30 minutes to get it in your head that there was a buyer out there and he wanted to buy those shares. And guess what? It does come to a point when if the buyer is not getting, if the buyer is not able to buy, there's only one other way to get the stock that he wants, is buy it from a seller. And that's how you get the stock that goes up. Here's another example. We're looking at Micron Technologies. At 9:30 this morning, this stock went from $51 all the way up in about 15 minutes, went to $52, which is a dollar move. Which, by the way, if you bought 1,000 shares of that stock, not bad, making a nice $1,000 profit in 15 minutes. But how did you know how to sell at 52? Why didn't it go to 54? Why didn't it stop at 51.50? Why 52? Well, when you look at the level 3, you do have sellers going from 151.85, but when you get all the way down to 52, boom, you had a 41,000 share seller. So what does that tell you? That is called a resistance level. Everybody learns that lingo, support and resistance on a chart. But everyone, you got to ask yourself a question. What makes supports and resistance levels on a chart? Buying and selling. A chart can't tell you that. A chart is what happened in the past. It's not indicative of the future. It could, but to confirm that, you need to see the orders. And that's where a lot of people make mistakes. They go out there, they look at a chart, and they're like, oh, the support's here, the resistance there. Listen, to be a good trader, you have to buy into supply and sell into demand. But if you look and follow a chart, you're buying into demand and you're selling into supply. That's like dealing with traffic all day. Wouldn't it be nice to drive against traffic, not with traffic? No wonder why you're not going anywhere. Question is, how many of you here are following the orders? Not that many. Now let's have a little pop quiz right here, everyone. Let's see how good everybody is. So for what we've learned so far. Looking at this stock right here, do you think the stock is going up or going down, everyone? What do you think the stock's doing? Up or down? Depends on the time frame. I mean, listen, it's 9:30. We're at 10 o'clock, 10:30. Stock's, look at that chart. It's a very simple question. Down, down, down. It appears to go down now. Trending down, down, down. Listen, if you said it goes down, you're right. Listen, woman, are you serious? Yeah. Well, you got to trade on a minute chart if you're a day trader. You know what? If you trade a 5-minute chart, guess what? You're 5 minutes behind. You're already 1 minute behind. Okay? So here you have it. Stock's trending down. And you're absolutely right. That's what the chart tells us. But what happens when you have a 31,000 share buyer sitting at $15.78? Terrace, green, red, you know what? They work great for birthday cakes, but when it comes down to it, I mean, I don't know. Listen, I know where you're going with this, with the green and the red bars and the 3s and the 4s and the opens and closes. Listen, you want to keep things simple? Look what I'm showing you right now. Green, red, whatever you want to call it. What happens when the stock comes up to that buyer of 31,000 shares? What do you think the stock's going to do? What does everybody think it's going to do? Well, there's your reversal. Okay. By the way, you said you saw that little green last bar right there. I'm just going to bring that up right now. All right. He's talking about that green bar right there. Is that what you're talking about? I think that green bar you're talking about is right here. And I don't know where you're going with that, but the stock, regardless, went all the way down to the 1578, which is right here from 1020 to 1025, and now the stock's going up. All right. Did you need a green bar to tell you that, everybody? Did you need a red bar to tell you that? Or did you need a 31,000 share buyer to tell you that? Follow the money. Listen, everyone, I was you 25 years ago, okay? The difference between all of you and me is because some of you did not live in New York. A lot of you lived in Australia, UK, San Francisco, from what I read so far. New York is the financial capital of the world. Now, in today's times, now the whole world's the financial capital of the world. But back then, listen, if you want to learn how to make pizza, you go to Italy. You want to learn how to make movies, you go to California. You want to learn about the stock market, you go to New York or Chicago. These are the financial capital of the world. And I was very fortunate that I could have took a train, go right into the city, get a job in a trading firm. Lucky for me, I was able to work for some of the best ones out there. And when they showed me this, I was like, is it that simple? They're like, well, yeah. And I'm like, and you know what I told my boss? I'm in. But back then there was one problem. To get this data cost me almost $2,000 a month. Now, you know what $2,000 a month was 25 years ago? For a 22-year-old kid? And you know what they told me? He says, Fausto, don't worry about it. You're going to make the money. You want a $250,000 job? What the hell is $2,000? What's $2,000? And they're like, you know what? You need money to make money, right? And if anybody's trading, not knowing this information, then they're trading blind. And you know what? My mentor taught me something very important. He said, what do you have to lose? Try it out for a month. If you don't like it, you can lose $2,000 in one trade, right? How many of you guys lost $2,000 in one trade, if not more, or maybe in a couple of minutes? right? A lot of you, right? Jeff, you did. Listen, there's no shy about it. So what do you have to lose? And you know what? It was the best decision I ever made, and that's why I'm here talking to all of you. You got it. Now it's not $2,000 anymore. Now it's $15. And you know what's amazing? Even at $15, people won't even pay for it. They still have this mentality thinking like, nah, it's too easy. That's impossible. And you know what? Let me try it. You know, I don't get caught in a subscription, $15. And you know what? Traders, brokerage firms know that. And that's why, you know, out of the 25 million people that trade today, conservatively, they say 70%. I say it's 80, if not more, that fail. Well, it's time to stop failing, and it's time to start being profitable. You gotta follow the money. All right, guys, let's mix it up a little bit. We're looking at Pandora right now, okay? This is the level 3, all right? Can you guys tell me where do you think resistance levels would be on Pandora? Where do you guys think? Let's have another test. If you don't know the answer, give me a question mark. Terrence, Daniel. Wow, look at this. You're starting to act like my students now, okay? This is what we do. Everyone is saying $7.25. Once again, let me get my crayons out here. Okay, so these are the buyers. Oops, wrong color. Get a better color here. There we go. Red. Red always works good, right? Okay, so here are your buyers. Here are your sellers. Okay, so we're looking for resistance. Resistance will be on the sell side. And when you look all the way down, bam, 18,000 share seller at 17.25. So in theory, that would be pretty much your resistance levels. All right. So here is, let me just clear this out. Erase all drawings. Okay. So here is the stock, and you can see, let me get my pen again. At 10 o'clock, 10:30, the stock started at 680, went all the way up. And, you know, from here on, we're just having a really tough time. It went up, hit it again, tough time, came up, down, up. Now it's starting to break down a little bit. And, it, you know, it must have something to do with that order that's trying to sell for 18,000 shares. Guys, does that seem hard? I don't think so. Pandora bounces off 725 resistance. Well, look what happened. Look what time it is right here. Let me go back. Here is 2 o'clock, right? 1400 hours. Look when I changed the slide. Look when I hit that resistance levels. We're already at, now we're at the close of 4 o'clock. If you did not get out at 725, you could have rode this thing down all the way down to $6.90 and not only threw away a profit, but probably took a loss. Can't you get filled at a short? Absolutely, James. I love shorting. I'm glad you brought that up. That's right. If you missed it long, you could go short, right? Do you know what goes up comes down twice as fast? Sure, it happened here. Look at that. It took the stock over from 680 to 725 in about, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 hours. It took it to go down the same amount in about an hour and a half. Sounds like a good deal for me. Even with the big orders there, probably missed it. Well, can't you get, well, once again, James, and this goes for everybody. How many of you here are shadowing the orders? How many of you here are following the big block orders like this? How many of you here is the first time you ever heard of it? I've been doing this for 25 years. Listen, there's a reason why I do education for some of the biggest brokerage firms in the world. There's a reason why Wiley, the published company, wrote a book for me and being an author of how to beat market makers in their own game. Some people call me the godfather of Wall Street, of day traders, and I was, because I've been doing this for, when I started, there was only about, I don't know, 300-400 of us. Now there's millions. You need to follow the money. That's all you need to do, and everything else will just make perfect sense. Now, well, thank you very much for saying that. One person was just saying, thanks for a great presentation. Appreciate it. James says, heard of it, but it's nice to hear it simplified. Very nice. Well, thank you very much, James. Well, listen, you know what? Another thing people always say is I speak in, in layman terms. Listen, I'm just no different of a person just like you, I just hate to see people lose money. It bothers me so much. I get so, and I think that's one of the reasons why I teach so much, because I just want you guys to realize, do it right or don't do it at all. Why go out there and waste your time and money? Now, the word that we invented, that I invented 20 years ago, is I call these iceberg orders. Now, the reason why they're called iceberg orders is because everybody always focuses on top of the water. No one ever realizes it's what's at the bottom of the ocean. That's where, because we all know an iceberg order can make you sink, because it didn't work too well for the Titanic. Back then, they didn't have the radar like we do today. So when you look at it, you're thinking, oh, it's far, we're safe. And next thing you know, boom, you crash. And that's the last thing you want to do, is hit an iceberg. So what we do here at CyberGroup University is we focus on iceberg orders. So all my students will go out there, will find stocks, have good volatility, good movement, good percentage gainers and losers, and we'll focus on, okay, now where is the rest of the Wall Street trying to get in and out? Where do they have their limit orders? Where the mutual funds are? Where are the quote unquote high frequency trades that make up 70% of the volume? That's what it comes down to. Now, for all of you here, you're going to get the opportunity to learn more about level 3. I had some great explanations. Listen, guys, I can't teach you how to trade in 45 minutes, okay? But I could just spark your interest. And if you really like what you heard so far, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you guys access so you can go visit our website and visit our portal. And you can watch a couple of good videos on it, which we don't advertise. You can't find on YouTube or anywhere other than our website if you want to learn a little more examples. And I'm talking about live examples. I'm not talking about, PowerPoints, because anyone could make a nice little PowerPoint pretty photograph. If you want to see it live, we got some great examples for you. Now, the question I always get from people is they say, oh yeah, Fausto, I heard about this. How do you know? But how do we know they're not spoofing? Or what about the dark pools? Or how do you know they're real orders? Well, first of all, if you think it's fake, why don't you go out there and execute the guy and let me know how that works out for you? Okay, that's number one. Number two, can somebody cancel an order? Of course you could. So could you. You put an order out there, you could change your mind. So that's a limit order. Now, how do we know they get executed? Time and sales. The time and sales window is the confirmation of a trade that took off. And remember, it takes two to tango. It takes a buyer and a seller. Now, the good thing about time and sales is you could apply this to anything, futures, Forex, options, everything. Now, the time and sales, just to let you know, a chart gets its data from a time and sales window. So, we here at CyberGroup University, we just customize the colors green and red. We see a lot of greens. That means a lot of sellers getting executed. I mean, a lot, and that means obviously, if sellers are people are buying from sellers, stocks going up. If a lot of buyers on the bid are buying it, that means people are selling it to them. That means the stock's going down. So just following the basic chart, looking at the time and sales will give you a good sense of indication of where the stock is going. Do you always find buying and selling points on level 3? Sam, not all the time. Specifically brand name stocks. Brand name stocks, you have to understand when you're dealing with brand name stocks like Facebook, Twitter, Novia, Nvidia, Intel, Microsoft, you're dealing with the best traders on Wall Street, Sam. So, you're not going to see the iceberg orders as much. You got to understand something. There's 25,000 stocks out there, okay? Why does everybody trade the top 20 most active stocks? I have no idea. All you're doing is competing against the best traders on Wall Street. And if you own the brokerage firm, you're not going to put your worst trader on the most active, most brand name stock out there, okay? So why would you want to compete against them? Remember, why are you here? To make money. That's it. So following the money on the time and sales will give you a sense of direction if those buyers and sellers are getting executed on level 3, and also will give you an indication of where the chart is going. Like here you have a stock like a short, on US Steel. Follow the money. Here's our traders just selling it. People, Jonathan made 27 cents. John B made 33 cents on short. Here's our instructors working with them back and forth. So this is basically what we do here, just following the money. Now, everybody, you have to understand something. You need to, we don't need to be leaders. We just need to be a follower. Unless you're going to be trading, several 100,000 shares, orders out there, don't try to outsmart the market. Just see what they do and do it. And if you don't see it out there, don't trade it. Now, regarding about reading charts, everybody I know, there's some great chart readers, there's great presenters, and you know what? There's a lot of great charts out there. But one thing you got to understand, the problem with a chart is everyone's going to say why their indicator is better than everyone else. I look at charts, I look at indicators like restaurants. Oh, I make it the best of food. I make it the best food. Every restaurant's got the best, right? So which one is the best? The best is what's best for you. And what's best for you is following the money first, and then you could implement an indicator if you really want to. But I'll tell you this, if you are a day trader, you cannot use indicators, because an indicator, you can't tell me when, to be a 2-hour trader trading in pre-market, indicator is going to tell you, because by that time it's going to be a little too late. They work for swing trading, they work for forex trading, options, but for momentum active day traders, doesn't work. You don't need to think, you just need to react. Just follow the money. That's all you need to do. Do you use stock scanners in conjunction with the level 3 to find your stocks? Yes, Terrence. I think I just mentioned that earlier in the presentation. We do that. We follow them through our scanners, through our big percentage gainers and a couple other scanners that we built with platforms to help us scan the market to let us know to find those good momentum stocks. Now, basically, I'm almost out of time here, and I want to kind of get right into it because I'm going to ask some questions. I want to give you guys time to register before the next presenter comes up. But I just want you to understand, if you guys want to learn and see what the original trading room that I started 20 years ago, and see how we do traders talk and how we work with our traders and not be this kid worrying about trying to figure it out on your own. Just learn how to play the game, surround yourself with great traders, get a good mentor, and you will succeed and realize this is the best trading job in the world. Because when you think about it for a second, if a stock moves 50 cents, if you make 50 cents a day on 1,000 shares, you're talking $500. That's a 6-figure salary. How many of you here on Social Security? How many of you here are out of a job or stay-at-home mom, or need to make supplemental income, or maybe just sick and tired of giving your money to somebody else to trade it for you and they end up losing your money? Listen, you don't need to make a lot to live a very successful life in trading. Listen, greatest job in the world, but you got to have a good mentor. Now, listen, you got some great presenters here. They're all going to offer you something of value. And I personally think every single one of you should buy a little bit from everyone here, and then you make the choice what fits your style and your liking. But you gotta like the teacher, you know, to like not you don't have to, you know. I know we all like the product. I know we all like the market, but you gotta like the mentor. You gotta like the teacher who's gonna train you. And you know, so what I'm looking to do here is this, everyone. I want to invite all of you guys to join my CyberGroup trading room. And I want you to visit the students. I want you to watch what we trade. I want you to see how we trade pre-market, after-market, and why, you know, and why we've been featured in some of the biggest brand name companies in the world. Companies like Ameritrade, TradeStation, Tastyworks, Schwab, Wiley, the NFL Brewer Group. You know, I've done training some of the biggest brokerage firms in the world. And why would they want that? Because they know if you're trained properly, you'll be a client theirs forever. So this is what I'm offering everyone. I'm looking for serious traders, okay? And what I mean by that, for $7, if you got $7 in your pocket, this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a 1-week trial in our trading room. You're gonna get 3 daily market meetings. You're gonna get a morning and afternoon watch list. You're gonna get your own personal education advisor. And you're gonna get all these workshop videos that we talked about. And if you're not happy in 7 days, I'll give you your $7 back. Trust me, guys, I don't need your $7. The $7 doesn't even cover the webinar technology. The $7 tells me that you're a real person, okay? If you don't have $7 to spend, then you know what? Obviously, I'm not the right guy for you. And this is what I'm gonna do. Why am I doing this? Because I'm looking to train people that could trade like me so we can make money together. So this is what I'm gonna throw a bonus in right now, okay? I'm throwing a bonus. If you register right now, I know you got less than 15 minutes to do that, but for the first 20 people that register, I will personally give you a coaching class. Now, think about it. When's the last time you spoke to the owner, and why would Fausto, you know, the godfather of Wall Street, a great trader, why would he want to talk to you? Because you know what? If you're serious and you want to make money, then I want to teach you. And you know what? Honestly, if it's not for you, I'll tell you to point blank, just close your account and give it to somebody else, because you'll end up losing it anyway. So with that said, guys, all you have to do is to get all those great benefits that I just mentioned is right here on our website. Go to our tape reading course, click Get Started Now, and let me see if I can put this into the chat room. There we go. You should be able to see this in the chat room. And if everybody sees that, just click on that link and we get you registered. Okay? So what are you getting for $7? You're getting, or you can call us up at 877-70-CYBER right there in the bottom. But you're going to get CyberGroup trading room from 8 o'clock in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon, 3 daily market meetings, morning and afternoon watch list, personal education advisor, a live Q&A training session, and a coaching class with me for the first 20 people. And if you're not happy, I'll give you $7 back. I don't need it. All right. But if you're serious, I'll take you seriously. The income potential, does it consider what it's the cost you to make those? Well, listen, it's part of doing business. It's part of doing business. If you, when it comes to trading, everybody, you could basically sample a little bit of everyone's stuff, but then you got to understand this is more of a marathon and it's more of an interview more than anything. All right. Just a couple of people I'd like to say thank you really quick. John from California, welcome aboard. Look forward to teaching you. You're the first person to register. Mike from California got your registration. John from UK just got your registration. Welcome aboard. All right, any other questions, guys? That's exactly what it is saying. You're your own self-discipline is the only real limit to your day trading. That's right, Wayne. That's right. And that's the way, and that's what trading is all about, you know? And you know what? You are your worst, you're your worst night, your worst nightmare. A lot of people end up doing this to themselves. Listen, what is the worst thing could happen to you? What do you have to lose? Go out there. You got some great presenters today. We're all going to offer you a little bit of something. Go out there, buy a little bit from everybody, interview everyone, and do it right the first time. Because if you think $7 is expensive, try ignorance. A couple of quick shout outs really quick before I let you go, guys, and pass on to the next presenter. Keith Record, okay, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Actually going to be there next week. My son is doing a crew for a big national title for high school, so I'll be there in Philadelphia. You probably know what I'm talking about. Great event, by the way. John Carter from Florida, just got your registration too. All right. Bill, somebody had a suspicious, might be out of the country. All right. Do these have large accounts? Can I do this? Confetti, listen, you don't need, you see, that's what I'm talking about. That's a misconception. You know what? Let me show you a stock really quick. You want to see something? Okay. You want to see what trading's all about?
Hey Fausto,
right.
sorry, I do hate to interrupt, but unfortunately we are all out of time.
All right, no problem. Just give me this last one question, ask guy.
Yep.
Here's the stock AMDA, up 116% today. Stock went from this morning from $1.20 in 15 minutes, went all the way to about $2.50. You didn't need a lot of money to do that. All right. So thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, the skull, that's where I'll be, Ken. So welcome. Thanks for having me here, guys. Good luck, and look forward to teaching you. And like I said, happy trading, everybody.